Okay. Uh, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين لا قيام يوم الدين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we are going to continue where we left yesterday. There are few rulings are left regarding the ihram. Then we can do question and answer, and then we will start talking about the prohibitions of ihram, the turuk al-ihram. So things a muhrim must avoid. But we are not going to talk all in detail, which are not practical. We are going to discuss the practical only, so that people are aware about the things. Some of those areas where they're not practical, maybe a list of kafarat can be made, and just let you know that for this is kafara intentionally and unintentionally out of there's no kafara or there's kafara. The main thing is people, they like to know how much kafara is their penalty for doing a violation of ihram. So let's do the um, yeah. So we were discussing about the dress of ihram, the dress of ihram, and we say the dress of ihram is an independent wajib from ihram itself. So ihram itself is separate wajib, a dress of ihram is separate wajib, but people unintentionally they merge it together. When they wear the dress of ihram, they have inside themselves that they are going entering the state of ihram. So it's like merged intention. So merged intention, say the Sistan says there is no problem in it. The problem is when you wear the dress of ihram and you don't have that, you have entered the state of ihram. That is where the problem is. And most of the people, when they wear the dress of ihram, this is what their intention is normally. So let's see what are the conditions, because we mentioned as-salatu kat-tawaf or at-tawafu kas-salat. Then the narrations indicated that tawaf is exactly like salah. That means whatever conditions are required in salat, they are required in tawaf. So from this hadith, the ulamas, they saw that what are the conditions in the dress of a person offering salah. In tawaf, in salah you need wudu, in tawaf you need wudu, in salah you need purification, in tawaf you need purification. That's why I told you salat has the most sophisticated rulings, because it has been resembled as salah. So since salah has the conditions of the dress, the conditions of the purification of the body, the condition of the metaphysical purity, janaba or wudu, and those kind of things. So those are very important to be observed. So ruling number 192, he says, يُعْتَبَرُ فِي الثَّوْبَيْنِ, these two dresses of two cloth of ihram. What is required in it? It is required that it is required whatever is required in the dress of a person offering salah is required in the dress of ihram. يعتبر في الثوبين, the two thobes of ihram, two dresses of ihram, or two, let's say, cloth of ihram. We cannot say dress, it's not stitched. الشروط المعتبرة في لباس المصلي, the same conditions that are required in the dress of the person offering salah. فيلزم أن لا يكون من الحرير الخالص, therefore it should not be from the pure silk, because pure silk men cannot wear unless if there were some extreme circumstances of cold weather and those kind of things. We had mentioned that in the chapter of Salah. وَلَا مِنْ أَجْزَاءِ السِّبَاعِ. What is Siba'? The beasts. Okay. So the beast is like the lion is the beast, tiger, beast. All those flesh-eating animals, they are considered Siba'. Okay. In Arabic, we say that somebody is brave. We call it Saba'. Yani the beast. You see, yani the guy no one can defeat this guy. He's the beast, like lion. So when somebody tells you you're the beast, don't consider it a curse or something like that. No, he's telling you, yeah, saba' in Arabic, but that's the translated word he got. That means you are a lion. So therefore, so these beasts, like these flesh-eating animals, like bear, like fox, like wolf, like lion, tiger, all these kind of animals, you cannot, because these are non-edible animals. You cannot eat the flesh of it. So you cannot have let's say you found two pieces of skin, skin of lion, okay? Oh, so you cannot put one down and one up. No, you cannot wear that dress. This is very specific, because here most of the maraja, they are in agreement. But then he said more than that, not just sibah. بل مطلق ما لا يؤكل لحمه على الأحوط وجوبا. Rather, absolutely whatever is non-edible. Even rabbit. Rabbit to us is non-edible animal. You cannot have fur of the rabbit and wrap it around yourself. Some people say rabbit will not be sufficient for the underwear. It's not about they're big canine rabbits. You see, they call it canine here in Sweden. They're like big enough that it could cover your private parts. So let's say he not stitched, stitching is not allowed. Like let's say he had like a, not rabbit, any other animal which is non-edible animal. Okay. ما لا يؤكل لحمه. But what على الأحوط وجوبا? It seems that there's a narration or which is not strong narration, but then on the other hand, ulamas, they judged upon these narrations and made ruling. But say the Sistani is hesitant, so he doesn't want to give fatwa because the dalil is not strong. Remember in Ilm al-Usul we said dalil gives you fatwa. You don't have strong dalil, you go to practical principles, usul amaliya. Practical principles, either you do precaution, either bara'a, either ihtiyat, either bara'a. Say the Sistani is not satisfied giving bara'a here, then so it's not like a marja always uses bara'a or a marja always uses ihtiyat. No, uh, it depends on, yes, initially they have this methodology. You will see methodology of Sayyid al-Khuy, Maslak Haqq precaution. Sayyid Sistani, precaution. And the other maraja, many of them, they have this bara'a on the aqli level. But religiously, if there are exemptions that you are not required, then that's called bara'a shar'iyya. So here, Sayyid Sistani doesn't have a proper bara'a shar'iyya, proper exemption, evidences. So that's why he's sticking to the ihtiyat, which is the primary rule. Otherwise, if the evidences were clear, he would have given bara'a. But in many cases, he has done that. But in a few cases, no, he sticks to the ihtiyat and doesn't want to give it bara'a so easily. You see, reluctancy, hesitancy in giving fatwa or giving bara'a, in the middle, it takes the middle path. It's obligatory precaution. That means he allows you. Let's say if you had a fur of non-grass eating animal, but it was not from the beast. I mean, grass eating animal, but the size was big enough that you could have a skin on your and make it ihram, like two animal skins. So he said, if it was not from those edible animals, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, you cannot wear that during the ihram, state of ihram. ولا من المذهب, not even made out of gold. You see, sometimes they make threads out of gold or some kind of golden design is in there. ويلزم طهارتهما, and these two dresses, two cloths of ihram, they need to be pure. نعم لا بأس بتنجسهما بتنجسهما بنجاسة معفوة. So there is najasat are two types. Najasat, in any cases you cannot offer your salah in najasat. But there are some exemptions. Like if the amount of the blood was like a size of the coin, less than the size of the coin, like this thumb. So in this case, what will you do is you can offer your salah. Even you have flexible time. Even you can wash it. You don't have to. So these are like exempt najasat in this salah. There's a few exemptions in the chapter of najasat in Minhaj al-Salihin in the beginning of the book. Like the lessons of Tahara and Najasa, they are located in the beginning of the book. So you can review them. So yes, if the Najasat was exempt in Salat, then it will be exempt in the dress of or the cloth of Ihram as well. So that's why he said that Nam la, so purification of the dress is required. However, during the tawaf, you need to purify. If it became najis before the tawaf, you need to purify it or you need to change it, because tawaf requires pure dress, pure cloth, because tawafu kas-salat. So therefore, وَيَلْزَمُ طَهَارَتُهُمَا, and they must be pure, these two cloths. كذلك نعم لا بأس بتنجسهما, there is no problem in them becoming defiled or contaminated with najasat, with impurity, which is exempt in salah. So you can offer tawaf if you have blood with the amount of the coin on your dress of ihram, then you can offer the salah. And in this, just I want to point out one thing. You see, like many times, people, they see najasat on this area. Let's say there's the blood spot. It is the size of the coin. But remember, these cuffs are like two layers. So people, they don't pay attention. There are two layers. That means this from in the front and this from the back. Yes, if it's only one layer, that's fine. Even if back and front they have the spot. But this is two layers. That means these layers can be considered, if these two layers are stitched in a way that they have become one layer, this shouldn't be a problem. But if they are like loose, like this one, you see, you can feel it that there are two layers. So then you will have to purify it because it is considered like more than one thumb. But in the dress of ihram, we don't have stitched. It's just one fabric, okay, one piece of cloth. So if there's a spot of blood less than this thumb digit of the thumb, then there shouldn't be a problem. نعم لا بأس بتنجسهما بنجاسة معفو عنها في الصلاة. With the بنجاسة معفو عنها في الصلاة. Najasa which is exempt in the salat. On the basis of obligatory precaution, so we said that we have the loin cloth, okay? loin cloth, and then we have rida, the upper part. Upper part can be thin because in nowadays summer Hajj, the factories, they make thin ihram, thin in a way that the private part should not appear. Okay, so therefore, on the basis of obligatory precaution, al-izar, the loin, please, the top, the lower part of the ihram, lower dress, navel to the knee. أن يكون جميعه ساترا, the whole dress should cover the skin. Okay, للبشرة. غير حاك عنها, should cover that means whatever areas are underneath it needs to be covered. Like now, thuggy and baggy pants nowadays they wear, it's like almost torn. Okay, and every year the torn part is increasing. It's like a fashion 2025, just tear it more, finish. That's the fashion of the pants. The generation which is, may Allah have his mercy upon this generation, how brainwashed they are to this baggy culture and modern culture. Sometimes these cultural things, though we respect every culture, but they are like weird. They don't like culture of sane people, but still we have to respect every peaceful human. But otherwise, um, wearing torn pants and wearing this kind of thing, this is a strange culture. uh, Anyhow, so let's say this youth, he was like from those who wear like a torn pant. Even if he gets a new pant, he will tear it down a little bit so that, oh, no, now I fit in the society. Now I fit in the clique. Now I'm with the Yomo brothers and buddies and this kind. Otherwise, if they see his pant full, nice, newly, what are you, crazy? Are you wearing like this type of pant? What is it? It's new and complete. And no, 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 no. You don't belong to our group. Why? Is there a code of, yeah, you're shame on us. You're embarrassing us by wearing that kind of pant. I've seen those kind of people also. So anyhow, they want you to be with them. They want you to dress like them. They want you to act like them. Anyhow, so let's say this guy who goes to Hajj and he gets his ihram and he tears a bit down ihram. So he says, no, whatever is under the ihram needs to be covered. أن يكون جميعه أن يكون جميعه ساترا للبشرة. جميعه, all of it, should cover the skin. That means there are two things. It should not have like gaps where the skin appears, and it should not be transparent. I mean, somebody will tell me, oh, who will wear transparent? Who will plastic? You mean people wear plastic transparent ihram? No, it's not like that. There are ihrams we saw in the market. They're very thin. As I mentioned, in summer, they make thin and thin. So what happens when you wear the lower part and it's not doubled, okay, then things appear, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it to be concealed. And you know what I mean. So therefore, it is mentioned that it should cover whatever underneath is. That means the private should be covered properly. And between navel to the knee area should be covered properly. غير حاكٍ عنها, not revealing it. Okay, the dress of ihram or the cloth of ihram should be covering whatever underneath it and not disclosing it or revealing it. ولا يعتبر ذلك في الرداء, and that is not required in the upper part, the top part of the ihram. You need it to be thick or not covering the, no, it can cover your shoulder, whatever. You see, when you put your hand behind it, when we go to buy this ihram, we put it under the, you could see the shape of the hand. Okay, you could see the color of the hand, but you could not see explicitly. But the shape, you don't want people to see your shapes, which Allah wants it to be covered. So وَلَا يُعْتَبُرْ ذَلِكَ فِي الرِّدَاء. In the upper part, that is not required. So you can You have this biceps, you want to show them and the muscles. And if you have this like a thin ihram and you put it and your bicep and your chest and those kind of appear, that's fine. No problem with that. It's the lower part which should be. And then there is this recommended precaution, ruling number 194. Al-ahwat al-awla fi thawbayn is a recommended precaution, or the priority precaution. Priority precaution is recommended precaution. في الثوبين أن يكون من المنسوج. It should be from the fabric, cloth material. ولا يكون من قبيل الجلد والملبد. So these are like skins, okay? These skins, it should not be from skin. Like for example, goat or cow or camel. These are edible animals. So that means, can I wear? Yes, you can wear. But now you said you cannot. I did not say I cannot. You say this is done. I said say this is done. Did not say you cannot. It says that al-ahwat al-awla. Recommended. What? Recommended precaution. As a precautionary measure, which is a recommended precautionary measure. That these two dress should not be, should be from the fabric itself, the cloth itself, and not from the skin. So the skin of the animal. So that means it should not be from the skin of, remember, non-edible animal. We're trying to find out an animal, a non-edible animal, which could have enough skin to cover your body required for in ihram. Just it came in my mind, elephant is non-edible animal. And skin of elephant can be sufficient for you to cover, but it is not allowed. Why? Because it's on the basis of obligatory precaution. It's non-edible animal. So what about edible animal? Camel, it is allowed. However, the recommended precaution is to use the cloth. يختص وجوب لبس الأزار والرداء بالرجال. This cloth of ihram, which is top and bottom, the loin and the upper part of the body, the top part and the bottom part is easier than saying loin and all those complicated words. The rule of obligation of wearing the top part and the lower part, these two parts of the ihram, is specific and limited to the male gender, to the men. Unlike nisa, unlike women, فيجوز لهن أن يحرمن في ألبستهن العادية. It is permissible for them to enter the state of ihram in their normal dressing or normal attire, normal dress. على أن تكون واجدة للشرائط المتقدمة. As long as the previously mentioned conditions are fulfilled. Previously mentioned conditions, which is we mentioned here, purity, not revealing, not from the beast, not and on the basis of obligatory precaution, not from the edible animal, and the purity itself. So this is what he says, that the female dress, the conditions of the conditions of the dress, I mean libas, two pieces of ihram for men, they apply also for women's ihram. Women, they don't have specific ihram, their clothing. So yeah, so the same conditions are required in the clothing of women. فيجوز لهن أن يحرمن في ألبستهن العادية. So this obligation of wearing two pieces, top and bottom, this is only specific for men. Unlike Nisa, who are able to, for whom it's permissible to enter the state of ihram in their normal dresses or normally clothes. على أن تكون واجدة للشرائط المتقدمة, as long as the conditions we mentioned about the لباس الإحرام, the thing which people wear for the ihram, are available, because salat will require purification of the body, and dress, tawaf will require the same thing. What about the silk, Sayyidina? Women are allowed to wear silk. Men are not allowed. Yes. But in ihram, you need to stay away from anything which beautifies your dress. Beautification. And wearing silk is a type of beautification. إن حرمة لبس الحريري وإن كانت تختص بالرجال ولا يحرم لبسه على النساء. Verily, or the prohibition of wearing silk, even though it's specific for men and women can wear, and it is not prohibited for women to wear silk in the state of ihram. ولا يحرم, it is not prohibited on the women. However, إلا أن الأحوط وجوبا للمرأة ألا يكون ثوبها من الحرير. However, based on the obligatory precaution for the woman, that her dress should not be made out of silk, pure silk, not artificial silk, not something which you are doubting in its silk being silk or not. So if something, but if you know for sure it's silk, you cannot enter the state of ihram, or you cannot wear that dress of ihram on the basis of obligatory precaution. لا يكون ثوبها من الحرير بل أحوط لزوما إلا أن الأحوط لزوم للمرأة لا يكون ثوبها من الحرير. Yeah, so we said that men, they are not allowed to wear the harir ihram if it is made out of harir. So that's for sure. But here, for women also, it is obligatory precaution not to wear, because it's a dress of beautification. Let me repeat this ruling properly. I think the wires got mixed up. Ruling number 196. إن حرمة لبس الحرير وإن كانت تختص بالرجال. Wearing silk, even though it is specific for men in general. In general, women, it's not haram on them. ولا يحرم لبسه على النساء. And it is not prohibited to wear for women. So this obligation is specific for men. He said, wait. إلا أن الأحوط وجوبا للمرأة أن لا يكون ثوبها من الحرير. But on the basis of obligatory precaution, here in the state of ihram, or in the case of ihram, women should not have their dress in silk on the basis of obligatory precaution. إلا أن الأحوط وجوبا. He said that in general, it is not haram to wear for women to wear it. But here it's obligatory precaution that women should not wear harir, silk. بل الأحوط لزوما أن لا تلبس شيئا من الحرير الخالص في جميع أحوال الإحرام إلا في حال الضرورة والاتقاء من البرد والحر. So he says more than that, on the basis of obligatory precaution, or rather on the basis of obligatory precaution, she should not wear anything from the pure silk in all the states of salah, except for the case of necessity, such as preventing oneself from the cold weather. Okay. So what happens if we went to the bathroom, okay? Some people, they get diarrhea because of the type of the junk food they eat there. So he got some of the situations where his ihram became najis, the dress of ihram. So what should he do now? Okay, so change and or purify. Change or purify. Especially if you are going to offer your salat, normal salat, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, or no, tawaf or salat al-tawaf, salat of tawaf. You see, because tawaf and salat, two rakat salat al-tawaf is connected with tawaf. So tawaf and salat al-tawaf, they require purification of the body and attire, or the dress, or the cloth of ihram. So he says, ruling number 197, إذا تنجس أحد الثوبين إذا تنجس أحد الثوبين, if one of the two dresses becomes najis, أو كلاهما, or both of them, if one of the two pieces becomes najis, either both of them they become najis together after wearing it, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, go and change or purify it, because maybe they are in the way and there's no way he can purify, and he he can't purify in small places like small bathrooms of the aeroplane, and so it can be a bit challenging sometimes to purify your ihram. So إذا تنجس أحد الثوبين, if one of the two pieces of ihram becomes impure, or both of them, أو كلاهما, بعد التلبس, after wearing it, بعد التلبس بالإحرام, after wearing the ihram, فالأحوط وجوبان, on the basis of obligatory precaution, المبادرة إلى التبديل والتطهير. One should purify it or change it. I can't purify it. Okay, you have extra ihram, put it on. So it's always advisable to take extra ihram with you. So while you are wearing the extra, the previous ihram can be purified. لا تجب الاستدامة على في لباس الإحرام. So do I have to continuously wear the dress of ihram from the miqat till the day of Mina, when I'm going to just clip off my hair or shave my head in order to exit the state of ihram? So he said, no. There are times you'll go to the bathroom. Are you going to use your restroom with the ihram on? No, obviously you will take it off and hang it on the door or something like that, like many people they do, because you don't want the ihram to become najis. So you are taking off your ihram. It's hot weather and you are sweating like hell. So you can just take off the ihram for some time to let your back cool down or your body cool down. But don't take it off the upper part. Lower part, obviously not. But upper part, don't take it off while you are in front of women or even strange men. لا تجب and even normal يعني normal the upper part I'm talking to you. Upper part in front of men you can take it off, but in front of women it might not be appropriate and it might be indecent. So there are so many secondary rules encountering of taking off the upper part in front of the women who are in the Hajj. So he says it is not obligatory to continuously be in the libas of ihram, in the dress, in the attire of ihram. فلا بأس بإلقائه عن متنه لضرورة أو غير ضرورة. There is no problem. He can remove it whether the case is the case of necessity or not necessity. Even if it was necessary for him to remove, he can remove it. كما لا بأس بتبديله على أن يكون البدل واجدا للشرائط. And we said that you can exchange because of the najasat. But what if there was no najasat? There was no, I just want to change the dress of ihram. I feel sweaty. The sweat is packed. You see, some people are sweaty. So what happens? We tell them that you can change your dress of ihram. Like many people, they come from the miqat tired, exhausted. They might use the bathroom, they might have used this, they might have used that. So when they come to Makkah with their ihram, obviously they go to the hotel and they change their ihram. So they go with the fresh, newly washed or newly purchased ihram. They go there and do their tawaf and the amal. So كما لا بأس بالتبديل, and there is no problem, there is no harm in exchanging it, like changing it. على أن يكون البدل واجدا للشرائط, as long as the substitute has the conditions of ihram are fulfilled in that substitute. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Um, I'm sorry, I may have been a bit like a roller coaster today, but then from tomorrow we are going to take. Remember, we said that